The difference between carbon fertilizer and traditional fertilizer is just blended. You just take phosphate, nitrogen, potash, and blend it together and throw it in a bag. We take that, we grind it, we premix it, grind it into a powder, grind peat moss into a powder, and then make an homogenous granule. So now you have your nitrogen, phosphate, and potassium, plus peat, plus micronutrients in every single granule. In the fertilizer world, N is nitrogen. That is for anything above ground, so green. If you want to grow grass or green or your garden, N is for anything above the ground. Phosphate is your P, and that's for more like a fruit. So if you was growing potatoes, that's for anything under the ground. And then K is potassium, and that's actually potash is what that is. And that's for root stimulant or anything under the ground, like a fruit underneath. We can make about 8 to 9 ton an hour. The first step is taking your NPK, blending it together. We add the micronutrients. And then the next step is we run it through a hammer mill and grind it up. And then you take peat moss, run it through a hammer mill and grind it up. And then you put it into a ribbon blender and blend it all up. And then you take that blended mix and put it on a pan granulator, and it granulates it. The next step is you have to dry those granules. And then you run them through a cooler and cool it. And then you screen it. And then that's where you size it. So it runs through a screener and sizes into different sizes. We have like a fairway grade and a greens grade for the golf industry. And then it screens off the fine, screens off the oversize, which gets rerun through the process and then goes into the bins. And then from there you go into bagging. And we bag into 25-pound, 50-pound bags or ton tote bags.